Hello Sportsicles, and welcome back to Josie Blogs About Sports. I'm sure you've been very busy this week making cookies and making videos for the contest. If you want to live safely to see another week, I would enter that contest as soon as possible. Now today's a big turning point day in our relationship. I feel that we have known each other long enough that I can introduce you to my boss. Okay, here we go. Seriously, this is like a big deal. This is my boss. It is the board of sports stuff. Now, if you can't follow along with that and figure out why we call it the boss, maybe you're a Chargers fan or something, I'll break it down for you. Board, B-O of S, sports, S, stuff, B-O-S-S, boss. The boss tells me things about sports that I didn't know before. For instance, let's take Hank Aaron. Hank reminds me of the word yank, which reminds me of the Yankees, which reminds me of the Mariners, because I've seen them play. And that reminds me of marine life, and that reminds me of blue whales, and that reminds me of tuna, and that reminds me of my mom's tuna casserole. Let's see what Aaron has to tell us. I have a friend named Aaron. Friends is a TV show. Jennifer Aniston used to be on that TV show. She used to be married to Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt reminds me of cherry pits, which reminds me of maraschino cherries, which reminds me of ice cream sundaes. All right, board of sports stuff, what are you trying to tell us today? Wow, what a great lesson! Learning is fun. Now I'm ready to take a suggestion for you. What would you like me to ask the board of sports stuff about? It could be anything. Okay, you guys are really lazy, so I will think of one more. Home run. Let's start with home. My home is Montana. Montana reminds me of mountains. Mountains remind me of hills. Hills and dales, which reminds me of Chippendale, which reminds me of Disneyland, which reminds me of Mickey Mouse. Run. I once ran a 10K. I ran that 10K in June in Montana, and it snowed. Snow in June, which reminds me of Christmas in July, which of course reminds me of Christmas in December, which reminds me of New Year's, which reminds me of parties, which reminds me of party hats. So now we have Mickey Mouse and party hats. Hey, Board of Sports, what are you trying to teach us? People wearing party hats score more home runs. I get it now, boss. Gee, wouldn't this be a really neat URL for my website instead of josieblogsaboutsports.blogspot.com? So much typing. Well, I've upgraded. josieblogsaboutsports.com. It's flat out, simple, easy, everything you ever wanted. I designed it myself. Right, so there's this contest, and you are probably not going to enter because you just like to watch Josie Blogs About Sports and you feel like it's going to be a lot of work. But here's the secret. I'm a really busy lady. I do a bajillion different things, and I find a time every week to do this blogging thing, and I edit it and whatever, and it takes me a while because I do really fancy things like this. I'm going to put some special effects over that eventually. But it doesn't take that long. Grab a video camera, film something stupid, stuff your mouth full of Cracker Jacks and sing it, write it out in the sand when you're stranded on a desert island. There are a million ideas, like literally a million. So enter it. Especially if you're over 30, because I will let you know that the under 30 crowd is kicking your butts right now. So that's my challenge.